and welcome to my channel. Today we're trying a full face of Dior. I have this pouch which was a gift with purchase, well, about a year ago now. And it's filled with Dior things, and then I also have some larger items over here. I don't have exactly a full face. I do own a concealer, but I didn't really like it, so I put it at my parents' house. So I'm not using that one. And I also don't have a primer, but everything else I should own. There's a lot from the Forever Natural Nude collection. Because that's the collection I really fell in love with. Did you know they are going to release highlighters with this packaging? They look so beautiful. So I'm very interested in when those arrive. So let's get right into the video. The foundation I'm going to be using is the Forever Natural Nude foundation, which was their most recent foundation release. I have mine in the shade 1N, which is just a little bit too dark for me, but it's going to be fine. And I really like this foundation. It is very glowy. So I don't typically wear a primer with this one anyway, and I don't have one, so that's good. I like the smell of this foundation. And I like the way it applies. It just applies very easily. I usually mix this foundation with my color adjusting drops. You can definitely see here that it's a little bit too dark for me. I'm just taking a little bit more. So I have a little bit left. I'm just going to put that right here at the sides of my nose. That's what it looks like. It's nice and glowy. If it would stay this way, it would be perfect, but if I don't powder this, this will actually get a lot more shiny. But I mean, it doesn't look bad at all. It lays very nicely on top of my dry area. I have a dry patch right here. You can hardly detect it. Well, this isn't a review video, but I do want to give you my thoughts on what I'm using. It's not just a themed video. I already did a full face of Chanel and a full face of Catrice and NYX, I think, in the past. So if you like this video, maybe you can give those a try. As I said, I don't have a Dior concealer at hand. So I'm just going to use my Pat McGrath. The problem with the Dior concealer was that it was almost... you had to spread it out quite a bit to make sure it was blended, but then all the coverage was gone. And then it also felt a little bit dry. So, I don't know, it didn't really work out for me. I did almost finish mine up, but I decided to have a little bit of makeup at my parents' house for when I'm there, so that's where it is. But that's my thoughts on it. I really like this concealer though. So now for powder, this is my most recent Dior purchase. It was actually a gift. And it's this cushion powder. It's also from the Forever Nude collection. It has a nice mirror, it has a puff, and this is a very nice powder. It's not brightening. There is a brightening version of this, a lavender one. That one is not very readily available in my country at least. So I have mine in the shade Fair. And the nice thing about this powder is that it doesn't really take away any of the shine, but it does really lock in your makeup. And even though it's not brightening, I can also use it underneath my eyes, which is always a plus. And I don't always want that brightening effect. Today I'm actually going for a bit of a more natural look, if you can believe it. As you can see, my face still looks a little bit shiny, but not too excessively. Now we're going into bronzer, which is also from the Forever Nude collection. This is the Dior Forever Natural Bronze. I have the shade 4, also with a nice mirror, and this is a perfect bronzer. It's a little bit deep on me. Well, there are 8 shades, so I could have chosen 1, 2 or 3, but I like the undertone of this one, and I thought it would be alright, and it is. I'm just warning you, if you like a more natural bronze and you're also very pale like I am, maybe you want to shade down. But I like my bronzers to have a bit of a cool undertone, so they can be a bronzer. And the funny thing about this bronzer is that it lays beautifully on top of unset foundation. It's a bit like that Airbrush Flawless bronzer by Charlotte Tilbury, that it's almost a setting powder but with a tint. So I didn't set the perimeters of my face because I figured the bronzer would do that. I think this is one of the best things Dior has to offer at the moment. Wow, with the bronzer and a little bit darker foundation, I look very, and with of course these straps, I look very summery right now. When it's actually not even spring in the Netherlands at this point. Next week it should be better. My favorite brow product is actually from Dior. It's this Pump and Brow, but the one that I have, well, I put it in my empties already, but I'm going to try to squeeze a little bit out. This is a very nice tinted gel that really holds your brows in place. Oh, it's actually still okay. So you can get a nice feathery brow effect with this very easily. I just haven't repurchased this one yet because it is a little bit expensive. And there are always shinier things to purchase. But compared to the Kruidvat one I always use, this one is so effortless and the result is so much better. It just doesn't look as crunchy. So yeah, this is definitely a favorite product. Now let's go into eyeshadow. The eyeshadow palette that I picked out for today is Black Bow. This is part of their new eyeshadow palette collection that they launched last year. This is what it looks like. And I figured I want to keep it a little bit more natural, so I'm going in with this shade over here and then maybe some other shade. I kind of want to keep this makeup look nice and fresh and not too heavy. So I'm just taking the little applicator and I'm just going to put this nice mauvey shade all over my lid. I hardly ever use this shade because I always find the silvery shimmer so tempting. This is actually kind of a grey as well. I think there may have been a little bit of black on the applicator because this is way more grey than it should be. Just going to take my finger. Actually, on my finger it also looks a little bit grey. This color is a lot more interesting than I thought. So there's a little brush applicator and I'm going to use that to blend out the edges. So that's my easy smoky eye. Now I'm taking the smaller applicator and I'm going into the white. I'm just going to put that in the inner corner and a little bit underneath the tear duct. This is such a nice white. And then with the same applicator I'm also going into the same purpley grey shade and I'm putting that underneath the rest of the lower lash line. For mascara, I'm going to use my Dior Show New Look. This is the one I used a couple of videos ago with the teeny tiny wand. And this is perfect because it does give a little bit more of a fluffy, natural appearance. So now let's continue with the face. I don't technically have a Dior blush, not in the compact at least. But I did actually receive, through a contact from a store, I received one of these testers for the shade Actress. I think they were getting rid of it. And I think it will go with this look. I would have Oh wait, I do have the Dior Backstage blush. Well, this is already on my brush. I'm just going to use that. That's pretty. There's a little bit of a sheen in this blush, and it's a little bit more orangey. I would say it's almost a salmon. Actually exactly what I was looking for. I think I'm not going to use a highlighter today. I'll show you one, but I think I'm glowy enough as is, and I did say I want to keep this a little bit more natural. So this is the highlighter I'm talking about. I use it all the time, so I think it's fine. It's beautiful. Maybe I'll just use a little bit. Just a little bit on my nose. So now all that's left is lips. And I have a couple of Dior options. Ooh, wait, I have something to make this a little bit more fun. I have this Dior glitter that was part of the Christmas collection in 2019. And I think I'm going to put this over my eyeshadow. Because it's the perfect color. Look how pretty that is. It's the perfect color with this eyeshadow. Yes, that's nice. So I have this lip gloss, but it's red. And I have this lip balm. I also have an actual lipstick. It's in this color, which would match my look, but it's not exactly the vibe I'm going for today. So I'm going to use the Lip Glow Color Retrieving Balm. And I have mine in the shade 6, which is called Berry. And this is just a tinted lip balm, which I really used to like this kind of product. Oh yes, this is pretty. That's pretty, right? And they smell amazing. That's it. That's it for my finished look. I think I look nice. I think this turned out a lot better and a lot less glam than I was expecting. I didn't want it to be too glam, but it always ends up being that way. So, yes. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a nice day and I'll see you in the next one.